Welcome to another Full Curl Fitness Friday where we put and keep sheep hunters on the mountain. Hi, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about hinging at the hips, or legs for short. So, there are a ton of different leg movements that are really high quality functional movements. However, I'm going to try and keep things simple and just pick three to start with. If you are familiar with functional fitness and you have more, no problem, add in whatever you need to, up into including complex squats, Olympic lifting. All of that's fantastic. No problem with it if you have the capacity and know what you're doing. That being said, we're going to stick with some basic things. So, the first thing we're going to do is a squat. Squatting is really important. I think everybody should be able to squat because, at minimum, we need to get up and down from a chair. Now, if you are sheep hunting, hopefully getting in and out of chairs isn't your problem, or else it's going to be a tough day on the mountain. That being said, ways to work up to building squat strength. Let's say maybe you're an experienced sheep hunter and you have some knee issues, you're trying to overcome that. One thing to do is just to work on doing a squat to a higher object, like a chair or a box. And that's nice because it's reassuring you have something behind you, but you can build up that squat strength with a progressively lower and lower object until you feel comfortable to do a squat out in space without anything underneath you. When we set up for a squat, feet are shoulder width apart, toes are pointing out. They're not straight forward, they're pointing out. We need to do that to open up the hips so that you can sit deep. And as we sit our butt back, we're going to push our knees outward, tracking over the toes. So a nice side profile. Hips are shoulder width apart, toes are pointing out. My butt starts to go back, and I'm pushing the knees out, keeping my back flat as I go down and come back up. So, for now, that's enough for some people, just working towards doing a body weight squat. Again, maybe starting at an object, sitting to the object, coming back up, and then working to where you have a free squat without any object. And then from there, for some of you, we can start adding weight, doing things like a goblet squat, front squat, back squat, Zerger squat, all kinds of different modifications to a squat that you can do depending on your knowledge and ability. Again, do what you can do and be successful. Don't get hurt. So, that being said, the next thing we're going to take a look at is a deadlift. So, I like teaching a deadlift from the top, but just to look at what that looks like. If I'm in the gym, I have a barbell, I have maybe a plate or two or so on the side. I step up to it, I grab the bar, and I stand straight up in the air, and I set it back down again. So when we're teaching it, we're going to be in that side profile. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart. Hands are overhand grip on either side of the hips. I'm in the side profile. I start to fish my butt back towards the wall. Now I bend my knees. I come down to mid chin level and I stand back up again. Important when I'm doing this, I don't want to look at the ground, kind of like wrestling or any type of grappling where your head goes, your body goes. So I don't want to be looking down and get rounded forward. Keep nice and upright. Butt initiates movement. Knees start to bend down to mid shin, back up again. So you can do this with any type of weight. Could be kettlebells, dumbbells, barbells, soup cans. I don't care. A big thing to consider is always keep the bar or the weights in contact with the front of the leg. We don't want to be drifting out in space at all. We always want to keep positive contact on the front of the knee and come back up again. So, last thing we're going to talk about today is box step ups. I really, really like box step ups for sheep hunters. The reason, and honestly, lots and lots of people, the reason is it builds strength. It addresses imbalance because it's a unilateral movement. We're not using both legs at once. We're using each leg individually. So if you have some weaknesses, injuries, things that need to be sussed through and rehabbed, it's a good way to do that. And then it really builds balance, which mountains are just three-dimensional spaces. There's lots of undulating terrain, and your ability to have balance is tied into one strength, but also proprioception, which is a neurologic sense of where you are in space. So when we do this, we're going to stand in front of a box or step or something. This one's like a 7 to 8 inch box. You could use a step at home. We're going to bring our right foot up onto it. I'm going to lean forward, loading the weight of my body and driving my foot towards the ground. And I'm going to lift off without pushing off on that bottom leg. And then I'm going to lower myself down. Now, again, alternate, step up, back down, and I'm just going to alternate back and forth. As I get stronger, we're going to do it to a progressively higher and higher surface. And, you can see the utility in that. In mountains, we're constantly stepping on things. It's going to help you build that unilateral leg strength to do that. But it's also, again, going to build up strength and balance and things like that we need to be safe and nimble in the mountains. So if you find utility in this, if you're getting benefit, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.